You know, a lot of people accused them of focusing way too much on narrative and trying to build these more cinematic type of scenes for 13. And it made for a much more linear experience, and understand understand why people didn't like that. But at the same time, I gotta say I genuinely enjoyed 13. And then of course 13-2 was way more open. Wait. I know to say I haven't finished. But like 9 is generally considered very good. I played all the 13s. I've played a good bit into 7. Yeah, I know I need to play those two. It's just finding time. Although, honestly, man, I've watched people play 12. And I mean, I can't say for sure until I actually play it. But from what I've seen of 12, I have a feeling I would really, really not like the battle system. I don't, in its presentation. Now, how it plays I could change my mind completely, so I'm not gonna not play it because of that. But it seemed very odd to me. It seemed very odd based on what I saw. I mean, generally, if you would have asked me if I had never played, you know, I guess a good example of that, if you would have asked me if I had never played Ogre Battle, and just showed it to me, and asked if I liked that and thought that looked cool, I probably wouldn't have said, yeah, I think I would enjoy playing that. It wasn't until, I mean, I found that one because a friend of mine that lived up the street of me when I was a kid had it. Sid is a chick? Yeah, I think the quality of the character actions in 15, seeming more real and everything, has a lot to do with the fact that they can animate the characters that much better, make facial expressions that much better, and they're really paying big money and putting a lot of work into making sure the voice acting is good in that series, from what it seems. But, I mean, I don't know. You know, as far as narrative goes, I've never, from what I've seen in any of the Final Fantasies, like 8, the way they told the story and everything was fine. But the magic system, where you had to harvest that stuff, and the characters, I did not get attracted to at all. And that's why I never finished that one. I actually, when I had played it way back in the day, which was when it was new, I fully intended. I was all hyped up for it and everything. Had been playing a lot of Super Nintendo JRPGs, and I think I played some other stuff on PlayStation. I had never gotten around to 7 at that point, but I was really hyped for 8, and then it just didn't do it for me. Just didn't do it for me at all. He starts squall trolling. Fortunately, the squall trolling probably wouldn't get to me too much because it's been so long since I've played the game. I'm not going to build up a whole lot of rage. But I don't know. I have the 10 and 10-2. I've had them for a while. And what was I kind of rolling around between playing next? Before I decided on Persona. That might have been it. That might have been the game I was rolling around in my head of doing before I decided to do Persona next. Yeah, it's definitely good for them to wait rather than rush it out. One of the things about Xenogears that I read is that when it was being developed, Final Fantasy VII had gone and done so big, and they wanted to put more money into the next Final Fantasy, so they took a bunch of money away from the project of Xenogears and then rushed it out the door. And you can definitely tell in the second disc, just the way the story's told. Lots of times you feel like you're just watching a graphic novel, and I've seen way more like spelling mistakes and grammatical errors in the text on the second disc. But yeah, it is what it is. Still went down as one of the greatest JRPGs in history. Yeah, I did heard that the game was originally... I've heard multiple stories that are very on it. I mean, I've heard it up to the point the game was originally supposed to have been a 4-disc long game and was supposed to be like a storyline had been drafted to a point, and that they were planning 5 games, and that Xenogears was actually going to be the 4th in a series of 5 games that they already had drafted story for, and all this stuff, and that it all got thrown out. It's that 7 to 8 p.m. buffer. And me and Keldon were having a lot of trouble with seeing that when we would preview ourselves or watch other people. What was it? Maybe about a month ago? But here, recently, it hasn't seemed bad at all. At least for us. But we still hear people mentioning buffering and all that. I don't know. I don't know what the cause could be. May just have to do with where you are in location to whatever server is serving you. Yeah. Now, at the same time, even though they're not really directly or closely tied, from what I understand, the Xenoblade games and all that stuff are kind of related, kind of like a maybe spiritual successor type thing, something like that going on. I'm trying to see here. Guys, I need to go ahead and shut it down for the night and do a little bit of stuff and get ready for work tomorrow. I definitely appreciate everybody stopping by, hanging out, chatting, and all that. I always enjoy having y'all here. It makes everything that much more fun. I'll throw a host up. Trying to decide who. I don't know. I'm gonna throw a host up to. I don't know. Throw a host up to Fathlow23. He's speedrunning Final Fantasy Mystic Quest right now. That's a bit of a throwback. It's kind of weird how they started with Square on the left and then killing created Xenogears and got sold. Yeah, you know, I don't know what the reasoning for that would be other than the team moved or something like that. Yeah, the Final Fantasy training wheels, exactly. Anyway, everybody, y'all have a good night. Appreciated having y'all here as always. And until next time.